Your next comedian, the very funny Benny.
It's good to see you. Hey, where are you going, honey? You with a bag. What's your name? Yeah, where are you from? What's your street address? No, don't yell it out. Just like write it down on a napkin, stick it in my pocket. That'd be weird otherwise. Try to pick her up with gum references. You ready? I'm gonna only say gum references. Oh, you gotta look at me for this to work, honey. I'll just hear the trailer girl. Yeah, I gotta focus. Hey, girl. Hubba bubba. I want to stick my trident in her juicy fruit. Oh, you got the chiclets? I was wearing Orbit. She's not into it. She's probably a fruit stripe. So I just got back from Texas. Anyone here from Texas? Good, fuck Texas. Let me do my impression of a Texan. I'm from Texas. Bang, bang. Look at my hat. Bang, bang. It's hot as fuck in Texas. I got in a rental car. I realized instead of a button to blow air on your head, you got to have one for your nuts. No one's ever gotten in a car and said, I'm sweating my face off. You say I sweat my nuts off. Fuck you, that's funny. But what I realized about Texas, and I just read this recently, Texas is the most racist state in the country, and that's statistically proven. They got twice as many Klans chapters. They got 3 times as many racist tweets as any other state in the country. I guess what I realized is, everything's big in Texas, except empathy. So when I was a kid, I loved to do 2 things. I liked to get up really early in the morning, and I liked to steal money. And I would steal money from my mama, and I would play Donkey Kong, and I would eat chocodillies. Not from the north. I don't know if any of you guys ever heard of a chocodilly, but if you haven't, it's a Twinkie dunked in Choco, crammed full of whipping cream and Oxycontin. And they are fucking delicious. So I would play the Kong, and I would eat the dillies, and everything was grand. And then one day, Mama said to me, Benny, where do you go early in the morning? And I was caught. But I didn't panic. I said, I walk on the beach. And she said, then take off your shoes, and Christ help you if they're not full of sand. And they weren't, at which point Mama beat me. So what Mama did is she kind of worked me in the body until I dropped my hands, and then gagoosh. Now, those of you who don't know the term gagoosh, it's Sicilian. It's the sound you hear when your mama hits you in the head so hard that you drop to the floor, curl in a ball, and pee in your jammies. And then Mama walked out of the room, and we never spoke of it again for about 30 years. And then one day, me and Mama were drunk, and I looked at Mama. I said, you remember that time? She goes, yeah, I remember. I said, you really hurt Benny. And she goes, I know. And she smiled and said, but you know what? I only had to do it once. And she was right, because after that, I never ripped off my mama again. I just stole from my dad. So I got about a minute left. So I told you I travel a lot. I'm kind of curious when hotels are going to just face reality and realize that instead of putting out hand lotion, maybe they ought to just put out KY. Because my dick is moisturized enough. Speaking of my dick, I'll tell you a little bit about it. My dick is like Richard Simmons because it's got a Jufro and it likes to sweat with the oldies. It's also like Michael Chiklis because it's short, bald, and angry. It's kind of like Charlie Chaplin because it likes to dress up like a Nazi. It's also like John Travolta because the fatter it gets, the more interesting it is to watch. It's also like Rosa Parks because it shattered racial barriers and it once got me thrown off a bus. It's It's also like Pope Francis because it's got a weird hat and it embraced the gay community. Speaking of which, I'm going to go off to the side. I think that gay sex is kind of like an oatmeal cookie. I don't love oatmeal cookies, but at 2 a.m. when you're out of Oreos, I can't believe I ended on that, but they're going to play that weird music. I got to go. God bless you. Benny from Atlanta. You can find me on Facebook at Benny Two Soups, and you can find my podcast, The Business of Comedy, at SoundCloud. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you, Benny.